Previously on Phoenix Wright's Spirit of Justice, y'all. Oh boy, here it is. Oh, grapes, incense, sour. His own footsteps? Man's voice. Oh, this is a long one. There's the pain. He's not dead yet. There's no face. Whoa! Explosion? Laughter? Whoa, there's a lot. What? Yeah, I'm confused too. Whatever, let's keep going. Rachel's inside. Here we go. Shouldn't you be standing behind the thing? At around 3 p.m., my father was waiting in the tomb to make the hostage exchange. Yeah. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. He had been waiting vigilantly when suddenly he heard Dirk's voice. Would it say man's voice? If he recognized the voice, wouldn't it actually say whose voice it was? But it said man's voice. I'm pretty sure that doesn't matter, because I think the point of the insights is what your very basic perception, you know, not like specific things. I don't know. The next moment he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. My father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed and the attacker let out a laugh. So what now, Mr. Wright? Don't ask me, I have no idea. It's up to us to knock holes in Rafa's interpretations of Inga's memories. That's what. In other words, we need to prove that her understanding of them could be mistaken. Okay, I'll give it a try. No! Do or do not! There is no try! Sour. We had to get a taste sooner or later. Oh man, I want to watch this. It looks like he nods at the picture. Ugh. Footsteps. What was he about to do? Like, who was he expecting to show up here? He didn't even respond to the voice at all. Okay, more footsteps. The laughter did come after the explosion. I assume the explosion is the gun. At around 3 p.m. my father was waiting in the tomb to make the hostage exchange. Let's just kind of follow along here. He was drinking grape juice while gazing upon the picture of the Holy Mother. He had been waiting vigilantly when suddenly he heard Dirk's voice, and there it is. And then there was pain. Super pain. Next moment he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. Then my father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed and the attacker let out a laugh. I mean, it looks to me like he closed his eyes before he shot. So, was he really trying to shoot his attacker, or maybe just make it look like... Is this another one of those where he knew that Rafa was going to be looking at it? So he tried to make it look like something other than what it was? Oh, man. Well, I mean... Okay, something else kind of strange about this, and I don't know if it's really anything at all. But it looks like... Can we, like, back up to... He walks up to the picture, and he stands here looking at it. From where he's standing right now, The sarcophagus should be like right behind him, right? So it would have been kind of hard to stab him in the back. Unless you were in the sarcophagus. Oh boy. That may not be the first contradiction, though. Besides, how would you prove that with this? It has to be one of these words. It has to be something that he sensed. My father tried to shoot his attacker, but he missed, and the attacker let out a laugh. So, I mean, if he was really there for a hostage exchange, what do you need a gun for? Just in case, I suppose. Also, the place where we found the bullet, it doesn't match up at all with where it looks like he was shooting. Then I guess the bullet could have bounced off, if anything, you know. This might contradict the fact that she's saying he tried to shoot his attacker. He kind of shot with his eyes closed. That's, of course, assuming that the explosion is the gun, which I think is a fairly safe bet. I'll try it.
Objection!
I don't know, though. Your benevolence, this insight is inconsistent. Oh, no. Oh, I'm just coming into my own here, and now you're gonna tell me that. You're gonna give me that crap. Well, let me tell you something, Hornhead. Where exactly does this inconsistency lie? Well, it's kind of hard to say, especially when you put me on the spot like this. The defense will only present opinions that won't collapse under pressure. Now get out of here. So I better take a closer look at the insides and the vision before I try again. Okay, let's definitely, like, one word at a time here. Okay, it is her father. Father, well, we don't know if it's her father. Tried to, okay, you know what, don't do that. Let's go back to the beginning here, because it could be anywhere. It's around 3 p.m. Man's voice. Okay, well, she says he heard Dirk's voice, but the inside says man's voice. That was like one of the first things I was thinking about. Could it be that because the inside doesn't identify whose voice it is, maybe it's not Dirk's voice? Seems worth a shot.
Objection!
Probably should have tried that first. Oh. I might be wrong again. Where? Mr. Inga is far too relaxed for what was supposedly about to take place. Oh. Was that it? When he heard the voice you claim is Dirk's, he didn't seem the least bit alarmed. He just kept looking at the picture of the founder. Well, there was that too. He didn't seem to respond to the voice at all. He just kind of sort of look up a little bit after he hears it, like he already knows who it is. That does happen in movies a lot. That's strange, right? He was waiting for Dirk to arrive with the founder's orb. But when he heard that voice, he didn't even turn to look. Don't you think he would have been worried about being attacked from behind? Oh. Then whose voice was it? It was likely someone whose presence wouldn't have alarmed him. Someone like a friend.
Objection!
Ooh. But how many friends do we know that he had? He probably didn't have a lot of them. But there was no third party at the scene of the crime. Therefore, the voice could only have belonged to Dirk. The voice of a third party who wasn't there in the tomb. Apollo, don't we have something that could reveal the owner of the mystery voice? You know, I think we do. Something that Inga had while he was waiting for Dirk. With it, we might just be able to figure out whose voice it was. Wait a minute. Something he had with him? Hang on, I feel like I should... Wait, what's in the crime photo here? Hang on. Oh, there we go. He had that phone, didn't he? That's what it is.
Take that!
That's my father's... Yes, it is. I know this must be hard for you, but could you please look at this photo? There's something here that can point us toward the identity of the voice. He was on the phone. I forgot all about the phone. This is the real source of the man's voice.
Take that!
I was thinking something like a walkie-talkie, and I didn't see anything like that in the evidence. I'm like, what do we do here? And then I saw the picture. I'm like, there must be something there. Right, I believe the voice the minister heard was of a call on this cell phone. I see. Well, that certainly makes sense. What is your evidence's view on the matter? Oh my god, we better have deleted those phone records. Verizon! I own Verizon, by the way, so I can do that. I can see the possibility. Then it seems I must refine my vision. Go for it. You're doing great, Rafa. Subordinate's voice. Alright, that's better. It appears the voice belonged to one of my father's subordinates. Okay. Why do you suppose he was talking to one of them, then? My father had members of the secret police positioned throughout the palace. They were supposed to contact him as soon as they saw Dirk and the rest of you. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Ah. Your benevolence, I believe you have an insight to revise. I'm no barbed head, you don't have to remind me. Don't presume to tell me how to do my duty. Ooh, excuse me. Wow, that was nasty, wasn't it? My father then took a call from the subordinate at the palace. Alright. What does that really change, though? I mean, not much from this point. So the voice was coming from the phone. That's good to know. But there might have been other sounds coming from the phone. Sounds that could be clues. Let's take another look at Rafa's insights and really focus on the various sensations. The various sensations with an S. You know, it's that perfect S. The antecedent. No, don't even ask me to explain it. I think I explained it somewhere in Mario Maker, but, you know. Sour incense. The incense is, like, pretty much there the whole time. But we did see his button was caked in soot or ash. Footsteps. Could he have heard footsteps on the phone? They heard the footsteps before the voice. Lions roar. Dogs bark. Pain. Then I start with the pain. Lions roar. Oh, I know what he's hearing. I know exactly what he's hearing. The person he was talking to was in the bazaar, and the lion's roar is the bird. And the dog's bark is probably Albie's dog. So, like, that thing that happened with Dats, that was it too, though, wasn't it? Can I look at something? Well, the autopsy report says time of death approximately 3. Okay, I know what we need to... Well, I know what the problem is here. I just need to... Lions roar. Dogs bark. But, no, I thought we were going to have to look for something that was already there before. Glad we didn't, because I didn't know what it was going to be. Waiting in the tomb, he was drinking grape juice. My father didn't take a call from the subordinate at the palace. The next moment, he was stabbed in the back and collapsed. Well, there's definitely something missing here between took a call and next moment he was stabbed. I mean, is that what we're going to have to pick here? We have to say it was more than just the subordinate that he was talking to? This other stuff that he heard?
Objection!
It seems like a possibility, but... I hate to break it to you, your benevolence, but I just did it again. You misinterpreted something again. What do you mean? Don't tell me I suck at my job. You were just inspiring me, and now you're tearing me down. Smooth move, Apollo. I think you just hurt her feelings. Well, don't look at me. She may put on a brave face, but she feels more than she lets on. Let me rephrase that, Your Benevolence. We found something. How about that? What do you mean by that? Well, it sounds like it was at a zoo, first of all. A lion's roar could be heard over the phone. Don't you find that strange? You claimed the call was with someone at the palace. Oh, that's true, too. That's the contradiction. That he was supposed to be talking to someone from the palace, not in the bazaar. If indeed this person was at the bazaar, which I'm kind of thinking I must be right there. No, the only animals at the palace are little birdies and my pet frog. Wait, that giant one in front of the minister's house is her pet? Besides, there aren't any lions in Wright. We don't even have any zoos. A rather sad state of affairs, I'm afraid. Well, when you become queen, that's the first thing you should do. Well, I remember hearing a sound like that. The lion's roar coming from the phone is actually from something hanging out in the bazaar. Ha ha ha. Could have done that Danganronpa thing, the Hangman's Gambit for that one. Isn't that the cry of the war bot over in the bazaar? Oh, yeah, damn right. Your Benevolence, do you think you can clarify the voice for me? Very well. I will now attempt to further refine my vision. How many times am I going to have to do this? This is my dad dying, man! What's this? Uh-oh. Just as I suspected, it was the call of a warbot. This is definitely, I can say it without a doubt now, this is my favorite thing that they've done in any of the games. This is so much fun to play around with. I love this. That means the subordinate Minister Ingo was talking to was in the bazaar, not the palace. It's not looking good for Dats right about now. Because he's always over there, I tell you. But why is it important where the call came from? What significance could it have? She's right. It isn't important to know where the call was made from. Maybe, because if you hear the dog barking too, that might be important. I'm gonna say, yeah. It's actually very important. Knowing that the person on the other end was at the bazaar means what? That the loud explosion might not have been the sound of a gunshot. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what it is. If it's not the gun, I know what it is. Yeah, go ahead, Apollo. Tell her. Tell Wright for the real source of that sound. Will do. Oh, Hornhead, I'm waiting. And I got it for you. I got it, baby. What's the true source of that explosive sound? Right here, at around 2 p.m. Shadow was surprised by a firecracker, ran to the courtyard and stole Nan's hat. Putting it together, y'all. Here's the problem, though. That was at 2 p.m. that happened. That contradicts the autopsy report. I thought maybe the autopsy report said sometime between 2 and 3, but no, it says 3. So, something... In it, he claims that that's our ball, a rebel, threw a firecracker at him when he was at the bazaar. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, the sound heard over the phone was a firecracker exploding. Oh! Now, here she comes. She's got it. She's got this covered. And yet a bullet was found at the scene of the crime. A bullet fired from Minister Inga's gun. How do you explain that? Well, we don't know whether it was fired during the course of the crime, right? Or do you have evidence that proves when the pistol was just discharged? Excuse me. Oh, no, I have none at all. All I have is these swirly boobs. Wait a second, if that loud bang was a firecracker, then could that laugh at the end have been... That's... yeah. Uh-huh. So actually that looks good for him, because it means he wasn't there. It can and it is. That laugh came from none other than... the Joker who got a kick out of startling Albie with his dragon snot snaps. Mr. Crunchberries himself. That happy-go-lucky Dad's a rebel. Oh man, always causing trouble. Someone should really put a leash on that guy. This is no time to be playing happy music, but okay, I'll swing with it for a while. Sure, they got one man to be the cause of so much trouble. Hey, there is APW. Y'all thank me later. No one asked for your commentary, asshole. Your benevolence. Do you need to revise your insight? It would appear so, after all that shit. Jeez. This is the stupidest insight ever, man. And yet the best. My father then took a call from a subordinate at the bazaar. The true source of that loud bang was the firecracker Dats threw. And that final laugh belonged to none other than Dats himself. I already know what the problem is here. Well, this changes everything. Let's go over the details of Rafa's insight again. Okay. I think I got this down now. Time to find another inconsistency. Oh, yeah. One step ahead of the game now. One right of the line. Da, 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 da. Okay, this is the only one where she specifies the time. It's in the very first statement. She also specifies that it's Dats laughing, which in the evidence connects to 2 p.m., but how are we going to do this exactly? Maybe that's not the inconsistency, though. Just, yeah, well, let's just watch and see. Okay, it still just says explosion and laughter then. Alright. Oh, shit. Well, okay, so she agrees with the autopsy report once she says 3. The true source of that loud bang was a firecracker Dats threw. Okay. Let me double check something here. Because again, this says 2 p.m. Are we really going to present Albie's statement again? Wait, we're not presenting evidence though. We're presenting like something here. Okay, hang on now. We know. The true source of that loud bang was a firecracker Dats threw. And that final laugh belonged to none other than Dats himself. Okay. But knowing that, can we go back? I need to, it has to be, right? I mean, that's like... I don't know, that's taking an extra step, though, going through the autopsy report to prove this, so I don't know if I'm supposed to do it this way. But I'm gonna try it on this statement, because this is where she says at 3 p.m.
Objection!
I really hope this is right, but at the same time, I understand if it's not. Your benevolence, there's a glaring problem with this insight. There is? You stated that the murder happened at around 3 p.m. Okay, which is right around the time my client arrived on the scene. However, now that we know what the source of the loud bang is, your insight conflicts with a certain piece of evidence. I suppose I have to ask the obvious here. What evidence conflicts with the claim that the murder occurred at 3 p.m.? Alright then. You forced me to use this. I'll be your guide's statement again. Hell yeah, again. Because to summarize what he said, well, I didn't think he was going to be so much help in this, jeez. At around 2 p.m., Shadow was surprised by a firecracker. Around 2 p.m. Oh, shit. That's right, 2 p.m. So, which one is wrong, then? Not 3 p.m. Oh, shoot! Look at it! Look at her face, man! Oh, we got you on the ropes this time with those boobs. Man, if I was a boxer, I'd bounce those things like Sugar Ray Leonard. I think you know where I'm going with this. Datz's laugh, the cry of the warbod. It all fits. In the bang of the firecracker were all heard right before Minister Inga's death. Thanks to Albie's statement, we can put a definitive timestamp on all of these sounds. Therefore, what this vision shows is that it's extremely likely that the deceased's final moments were at 2 rather than 3, as we had originally thought. That messes with a lot of things, though. Because now that means he was already dead, which means Dirk would have run in there. Well, no, but he said he felt faint, though. So I was going to say he ran in, saw the body, and didn't say anything, but no, because he said he passed out. So more than likely, he went in, he untied Maya, he threw up. He couldn't have fainted right when he got in there, because he did untie Maya, did he not? I don't know. Dare I ask? Let's just move on here. It means the murder took place a full hour before Dirk entered the tomb. Oh yeah, we're getting somewhere now. How could this be? Are you saying that I, the floaty-haired Maleficent, the very personification of the law, have been mistaken? Uh-oh. Well, hey, now you can wear gloves at least. Hey, now you see why justice will always prevail. I wonder what Nayuta's thinking about all this. Peace, peace, I say! Now then, defense. I must remind you that the figure of the accused was clearly shown in the vision. How do you explain that? Well, it wasn't to be channeling him, because he's still alive. I wouldn't say it was clearly shown. After all, the figure didn't actually have a face. Wow, that's true. They could have just been wearing clothes that matched him or something. Oh, you're absolutely right. Without a face, we can't be certain of who it was. Furthermore, and yet need I remind you that if the vision is from 2 p.m., Dirk was still with me and Mr. Wright. We were still practically on the plane at 2 p.m. Which means this faceless figure couldn't possibly be he. So then what are we to make of this 1 hour difference? Oh shit, I forgot to tell you. We're in a different time zone than you thought. Haha, it actually happened at 2. Oh! You just came right out and said that there just now. The palace guards had all been reassigned to guard the channeling chamber for the Wright. Don't tell me. I don't know what this voice is. The royal residence, it would have been virtually unguarded. Which means the real killer could have easily slipped unseen into Amara's tomb. Defense, are you saying that this is someone disguised as the accused? That's exactly what I believe, Your Majesty. And he had that robe hanging up, that cape, in the office. But wait, though.
Objection!
Preposterous. Disguises cannot deceive the memories of the dead. That the face did not appear this time is mere happenstance. Had it appeared, such subterfuge would have been as clear as day. He's got a point there. Anyone who knows about the divination seance would have tried to hide their face. Nevertheless, our killer openly appeared before Inga. The question is why? Apollo, I hate to tell you this, but we're fucked. Maybe the killer could afford to be so bold. Because they knew their face wouldn't show up in the seance vision. Yeah. It's possible that the killer dared to dress in Dirk's clothes. and stand square in front of Inga precisely because they knew they could get away with it. But how? How could anyone be so sure of something like that? A long time ago, I heard of a cognitive disorder. Oh my gosh, no way! Oh my god! He does have the thing, doesn't he? The thing that Ace has in 999, the thing where he doesn't recognize faces, and that's why he has the book! Is that really it? Oh, but is that why he saw what he saw then? What if Inga had it? Then you're saying that this is literally how Inga saw the world? That's fucked up. Yes, we can't normally see through the eyes of others, but in this case we can. And if he had that disorder, I imagine this is how faces appeared to him in life. That would be the worst thing ever if everybody looked like that. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's say the killer knew that Inga had such a disorder. They could definitely use it to pin the crime on Dirk. If you're wondering about how to prove that Inga had it, you already have what I know I already have what I need. Well, defense, do you have anything to show to this court? Yeah, I believe so. Frankly, I have no idea what Mr. Wright means, but I'll look the evidence over. No, it's okay, Apollo. I got you. I got you on this one. I got you, fam. What explains why the face of Minister Inga's killer is absent in his seance vision? Inga's notepad. A notepad? I honest to God am surprised. I thought for sure that was going to be for, like, a channeled spirit to help them identify people. Because they wouldn't know anybody if it was somebody from really far back, you know, like say, I don't know, the Holy Mother herself. Yes, it was found in Minister Inga's room, and it holds the answer we're looking for. As you can see, it's filled with detailed notes on various individuals. What kind of clothes they wear, hairstyles, and other discerning physical characteristics. I even said this too when we first saw that. Well, actually, I said two things, and people said I was right about something. They didn't say what it was I was right about, which I appreciate that. You guys have been so great about not spoiling things. But then it's really funny when people do say, oh yeah, you totally called something. But when I thought for sure it was going to be the one thing that I was right about, not the other. And this is connected to the faceless nature of the killer. How? The vision we saw was exactly what Minister Inga saw with his own eyes. It is he who saw his killer as a person without a face. Or in the words of Billy Idol, eyes without a face. In fact, this is how he normally saw everyone around him. What's this? I believe Minister Inga had a disorder that prevented him from recognizing faces. It would explain the faceless being, and why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. I feel like even at this point, though, it's still possible that we might be wrong about this, and the person could have been wearing some kind of mask, and the notebook actually was for channeled spirits. But, you know, we're just gonna go with this for now and assume that this is true. One of my biggest mistakes is, like, letting go of the truth and following my theories too closely and then getting confused between which is which. So let's not do that. Why he needed a notepad full of people's physical characteristics. Now that I think about it, my father was always terrible at remembering people. By simply changing my hairstyle, he would fail to recognize even me. Your Eminence. Oh, that's horrible. You knew that your husband had such a disorder, didn't you? Oh, yeah, and it was such a pain in the ass. You wouldn't believe the kind of things he called me in bed at night. He would call me, oh, faceless, sexy... never mind. He never wished for it to become public knowledge. But I suppose there is no use in keeping quiet about it now. It is as you say. My late husband had a special disorder that hindered his ability to recognize faces. The medical term for it is prosopagnosia. Oh. So Mr. Wright was right. The memories of those afflicted with such disorders in life do appear strange at times. There is precedence for this. So the killer likely knew about the disorder and used it to their advantage. That's the thing, who would have known about it, though? So there's someone who was both knowledgeable about the divination seance and about his disorder. Or not disorder, affliction, yeah, sorry. Disorder kind of makes it sound like... I don't know. Who knew about her husband's condition? Oh, not that many people. A small number of servants who tended to his needs. And me. Surely you're not about to insinuate that I committed this crime. Not yet. You know. Still, could she have done it? Garan has an alibi, remember? Yeah, she was with us outside, though, right? But wait, though, that... Oh. Yeah, okay, she was conducting the rite of channeling. Well... I thought maybe... No, okay, well, if she was doing that at 2 p.m., then okay. In that case, Your Eminence, does Nana know about Minister Inga's disorder? Of course she does. She's around all the time. She's our head servant. Well, then I call her to the stand. So as head servant, she knew about Minister Inga's condition. And as the princess's personal attendant, she is familiar with the divination seance. If these two facts together don't make her a possible suspect, I don't know what would. Oh, man. I don't know what you're talking about. She's like 70 years old. She couldn't have done that crap. You witless lawyer, how quick you are to forget the facts. Yeah, which ones? Facts like... Like that your toilet is running again, when Inga was last seen alive. You claim he was slain at 2, yet that is impossible. For Rafa saw him at 2:30. Oh. Ah! We did completely forget about that. Shit. So did I. Oh, there must be some mistake. It wasn't him that she saw running up there. Huh, so you see, the murder could only have happened at 3 p.m. The hour Dirk entered the tomb. There is no other answer to this puzzle. Why don't we ever get to make up answers like Iran makes up laws? Oh, guess it's back to square one. Where did we go wrong? I don't think we're the problem. We just need to be short one piece of the puzzle. Our deductions so far explain everything to a T. Everything except for Inga's sighting at 2:30. I see, and without that final puzzle piece, all of our deductions fall apart. Apollo, if Inga's sighting is the only anomaly, that's what we should concentrate on. Yeah. Time to think outside the box then, right? Let's see. It would be possible to see Inga walking around after he'd been killed. No, it wouldn't, actually. But what if there was a way to make people think he was alive, even though he was dead? Yep. Sounds like some kind of TV show. Things like that don't happen in real life. Okay, let's do this. Ah! Man, these Star Fox screams are out of control. I did just splooge myself. I just figured it out. I know how to make people witness the living dead. Your Majesty, our deductions weren't wrong after all. Despite Minister Inga being murdered at 2 p.m., he was seen heading into the tomb at 2:30, and I'll tell you how. I certainly hope you will, because I can't imagine what it could possibly be. The Minister Inga her benevolence saw was, in fact, someone channeling him. Yep. It was the deceased being channeled. It's the only way a man who was already dead could have been seen by her benevolence. Channeled, you say? That's right. And there are only 2 people capable of spirit channeling here in Karine. Her Eminence Queen Garan and Maya Fey. It's possible that one of them was channeling the minister. Maya Fey was in the building. She was tied up in the chair, so couldn't have been her. It would seem that you are ever bent on making me party to this crime. Well, I don't know. You're gonna have to do some wriggling to get out of this one. Prosecutor, what was I doing at 2:30 p.m., the time at which my husband was seen? You were on the toilet, Your Eminence. I remember because I will never forget how bad that smelled. please never have Taco Bell again. Eminence, I believe you had completed the channeling, right? And we're having tea with the king of the neighboring realm. There would have been many attendants there, too. Nayuta has to keep up with her schedule, too. What doesn't she make him do? Or cleaning the toilet, apparently. Or, I mean, that leaves only Maya. Yeah, it does. Unless there's someone else who can do it. Maybe someone was forcing her to use her power toward nefarious deeds. No. The real killer could have been threatening her. That cannot be. I know. So then Inga's scream. That was probably from when he woke up from being called back to this world. After all, that's when the flow of time would have picked back up for him after he died. Oh, man. So Minister Inga probably leapt to his feet thinking he just had a nightmare. Then realizing it was almost time for the hostage exchange, he raced off to Amara's tomb, not even realizing he was already dead. Well, there's a sentence you don't see every day. Then, her benevolence really did see a dead man running. No. Oh man, no, Rafa doesn't do the Star Fox screams, don't worry. Also, she is standing in front of the witness stand, not behind it, so... Using the sacred power of spirit channeling to commit a crime, how can this be? The defense calls Miss Maya Fey to the stand. Oh, really? Now? Oh my god. Well, Your Eminence, will you allow a new witness? Why are you asking her, man? Just bring her up there. It matters not. Either way, this lawyer shall soon know the truth. He will know just how much of an imbecile he is in the face of my infallible arguments. Insult me all you want, bitch. You'll be eating those words when I expose the truth. Very well, let us adjourn until the next witness is ready. And just like that, we are outside. Yeah, you're gonna need a breather after that one, boy, I tell you. Well, here's your first save point. Of many, no doubt. I don't know, if I had to guess, there's probably 2 or 3 of them. I don't know, I've heard this is a long-ass trial. Yep. Let's save it right there. Alright, well, next time on Phoenix Wright, time to bring up Maya as a witness. We have not seen her in a real... Well, we saw her in the house for like a minute or 2. But man, there's no telling, like, what condition she's in or what she remembers or anything. I think it'll help a lot, though, to hear her side of the story here. Anyway, we'll hear about that next time. See you guys later.